Good evening. My name is Odie Hawkins, and once again, hey, Zola, good to see you here.
Hello, Odie Hawkins.
Hey.
Hello, folks.
Oh, here she calls her husband, hello, Odie Hawkins.
Odie Hawkins.
No wife ever beat her husband. Good morning, Odie Hawkins. How are you today?
I do that. It's a number of times I call you with your full name.
Okay, well, we'll attend to that. Anyway, what we're here is to try to sell books. Someone asked me the other day, what's this deal with you, man? You're supposed to be the underground master and all of that. And I found out, going to your website, I got a website, Odie Hawkins.
www.odiehawkins.com. That's O-D-I-E.
He says, I checked it out and you've got 38 books. And why don't people know you? I said, well, you know, we are doing this kind of thing to be known.
Yeah.
What we decided to do, to put it bluntly, was to take advantage of the niche marketing that's happening out there for Odie Hawkins books. Mm-hmm. Okay. With 38 books and people into the kind of games they're into today, we decided to do this ourselves, to sell my books. Mm-hmm. The reason why is because with 38 published books, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, you will have people calling you up, making suggestions about, can you give me a typical, come on, because you answered the telephone.
They'll say Odie, which is not his name, Odie. They'll say, Odie, we would like you to collaborate on your book. And invariably, they would not say the name of what book they're talking about.
Just the book.
So we just say to them, we return the message, let us know which book.
This is going on at the rate of something like sometimes 3 or 4 a week.
Yeah.
So I assume that someone out there knows something about the fact that I write books and that I have 38 books. In the last session that we had, I talked about the Ghetto sketches. This little boy here. Mm-hmm. I'm showing you the book so you'll know that this is the most current cover. Mm-hmm. Done by a fellow named Tony Gleason.
Yes.
Fine artist. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we talked about what would you talk about concerning the book. Last week I just let serve notice that it's here, it's for sale, it's been reissued a couple of times. Mm-hmm. It was first published in 1972 and evidently somebody sees some worth in it or else it wouldn't continue to be published. We started talking about what we could say to you, the prospective buyer, what we could say to you that would be enticing or inviting about, what would you say about the Ghetto sketches? Remember, it's a character-driven book. It's a character, I emphasize that. They're characters, so we can go to that.
And they certainly are, as is the author. However, his characters in the book, some of the favorite ones I like, of course, was Mayflower, and then there is Bam and Baby June, Bam and what's it, Baby June, Baby June,
Bam and Baby June,
Bam and Baby June, and you know, it has families in there. It has people who are having difficulty with drugs.
That's Bam and Baby June.
Bam and Baby June. Well, they're not. As far as they're concerned, they're not having any difficulties at all. There's a police element in there, and
a couple of corrupt cops.
Yes, indeed, but it's like corruption on both sides. So 2 wrongs make a right? Question mark. But the way you write them, and the dialogue is so real that you have to catch yourself and say, no. These are fictitious characters.
Okay.
But are they?
I think you all are going to have to give Zola a little slack because this is my wife.
Yes.
And she is very honest with me. When the dialogue doesn't meet her approval, she's not very approving. So don't think that I'm getting a nice wash job.
Yes, he has one book that I won't say.
Hated. Talking about the characters, the first 2 you mentioned, let's what was the first one?
I said Mayflower.
Mayflower. Okay, let's take the character of Mayflower.
Please.
That's a good place to start. I'm looking for, I'll check it off right here.
Well, in Gay Pride Month.
Oh,
Gay Pride Month, yeah.
so something subconscious is happening
There
with
we
you.
go. Well, he is one of my favorites.
Okay, I think I mentioned earlier at the last session that I didn't try to do what Dylan Thomas did with his village in Wales. I've done with the Ghetto sketches something that someone who was raised in the ghettos of Chicago, north, south, east, north, south, and west sides. I wrote the kind of thing that I thought people would want to know about concerning that particular area of the woods where only people who lived there usually had a lot to do with the place. She came up with Lady Mayflower. One of the characters I thought about that was representative. I'm talking about stuff and people who are coming from my youth. So excuse me if I sound like an old timer at times. I am. Mayflower wound up representing the present day gay drag queen RuPaul scene. I didn't know it then. The book was published in 1972. And there was much...
The original.
The original?
Yes.
There was as much homophobia out there as you could cope with, except for in my neighborhood, in some strange kind of way, people were misogynistic, they were machismo, or they were feminism, but they weren't homophobic.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst that somebody could say is that, oh, he's a sissy. But then the dude who is the sissy might be saying that, I'm a sissy, he calls himself Miss Thang.
Right.
Miss Thang. Don't talk to me like that. So Mayflower fits that particular area of thinking. Very free-flowing, very ambitious guy.
Very loving at times.
Yeah.
Not just the other way, but you know, he loved his neighborhood and liked to help out his neighbors when he could.
Okay, two of his neighbors, which she mentioned second, Bam and Baby June. These were two characters who were almost like a comedy team, except for what their hair on habit was not very funny. But they could make you laugh while you cried inside for them. They were world-class 400-meter sprinters. They could run from here to the end of the block in a flash. I mean, with street clothes, street shoes, I saw Bam do it with the lady's sheet draped around his neck, flying down the street as he...
I like the one where they leaped over the police car.
They leaped over the police car. We're sitting on a porch on the corner of the alley. Here's the corner of the alley. The police are coming by a car is coming by, and Bam and Baby June run up this alley and go hurdle over the hood of the car. The man keeps on going, bewildered about what happened. The police come up about 5 seconds later and say, "Did you guys see that?" Well, of course, they're the police, we didn't see anything. But they were very intelligent. They just got caught somewhere along there. Both good-looking young black men. You know, several ladies in the neighborhood tried to stop Bam from running and stop Baby June Bam. They couldn't do it. They hung out together because they had it in common, and they could talk to each other. You could get in on the middle of it, but it would be like trying to listen to a concert with Thelonious Monk on one side and Bud Powell on the other side.
Well, in fact, with your dialogue, I like the way one would start a sentence and the other would finish the sentence. It's like they were working under one mind.
They were telepathic.
Yeah.
But hanging out so much together. Okay, those are two random characters picked from the middle of the thing. I'd like to start at the top to say, first of all, the cover, talking about Ghetto sketches. This is Ghetto Sketches 21, the most recent issue.
2021.
2021.
Oh, yeah.
The cover painting was done by Tony Gleason, and I asked him to do the cover of some people that we would recognize. You'll see Joy Reid, Stacey Abrams, and John Lewis on the cover. I hope they resemble those people well enough for you to recognize them. Reason why I chose those three particular ones is that Joy Reid is a great communicator, Stacey Abrams is a great politician, and John Lewis has always struck me as being a moral agent. So I'm pleased to have those on my book.
Well, and also I'd like to point out that in the background are characters that you may have found, you know, representative of characters that you may have found within the book and the stories. So it's like the present and the past are merged together because though the stories were written back in 1972.
I wrote the stories originally in 1962. They were not published in 1972.
Yes, but there are events and circumstances that you would find even in today.
Same thing. Mm-hmm. It's just like we were doing last week concerning banning material and all the other kind of fascist things that are taking place in this country right now. You find that what was happening 10 years ago has only been quickened, it's only been speeded up, but it's been happening for a long time. It has never been, what's the reform likes you, America is America and America will be, but America will never be America to me, and I think he meant something there. I'm going through the characters here and I'm coming up with the first one that we come in contact with a person named Big Mama. And what I'm doing is trying to use cultural figures, cultural icons that might be similar to other neighborhoods. If it was an Italian neighborhood, they might call the lady sitting up there Mama Rosa or whatever it is. I don't know that. But in this instance, with this particular cultural element, in this neighborhood and in neighborhoods, I don't want to say neighborhoods, in concentrated areas of black people, ghettos probably, most likely, you'll find someone called Big Mama, who may not be very big, but she's the one who sits in her window and knows about everything on the block, has everybody's business.
Has everybody's phone number too.
And everybody's, because she's like a telegraph, she's like a communication system. Well, go ask Big Mama. Big Mama knows. This particular woman, I'm calling them a moral agent because she decides to help a young girl, a young woman, a young married woman with 3 kids, have an abortion. I didn't realize how pertinent that was to then to right now, but I read it again. I thought, oh wow, when was this? This was yesterday. No, this was right now. So.
And there were those in the community you knew where to go to so that you could have an abortion. And
if you don't want to go up an alley for a coat hanger, then go to bed, Miss Rabbit, Big Mama. Sweet Peter Dita is a character that I'm glad to see is gradually disappearing. I never wanted to write about pimps because I never liked pimps, but I have had several friends who were pimps, and I felt I owed them a fair hearing. There's no need for me not to write about them because I don't like them. I don't like a lot of people that I have to write
You don't
about.
like their chosen profession.
Yeah. That's right. It's a better way to put it.
Okay.
Thank you, Zola.
Yes, indeed.
The next time I run into...
Never mind.
I won't have to say, I wasn't talking about you, man. I was talking about...
You know, like you as a, but I wish you wouldn't be so selfish and self-centered. Self-centered.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
All of that. So, but anyway, Sweet Peter Dita, in this particular instance, is someone who is gradually in decline. The kind of pimp that we're seeing here, the outrageous pimp, is going by the wayside. You couldn't imagine someone dressed like some of these people used to do. Sweet Peter Dita and his ermine fur coat and all of that business. Rappin' Rudy was also another prescient character. Rappin' Rudy predated rap, I think, because I was 1962. Okay, we rap, but it was like somebody singing Moody's Move for Love. You know,
Right.
there I go, there I go, there I go, there.
But you know, every area, you know, the 20s, 30s, and 40s, every area, 50s and 60s, every area sort of gave birth
To a
rapper.
to a rap of.
Uh-huh.
I think it's maybe if they had something like rap 1, rap 2, rap
Yes, right.
because.
Precisely.
Okay, this was like rap from 1952, 62, and he wouldn't be having the same kind of orchestration as somebody else would have these days. I mean, first of all, the thing that I'm just listening to is pounding. The rap I'm thinking about from that day was kind of soft edge, you know.
Well, you know, Gil Scott Aaron.
Okay, yeah, okay, the revolution would not be televised. He said the revolution would not be televised, but he was wrong. Isn't that something?
Yeah, he really, you know.
But at least he had enough thought to think it, that, you know,
I'm
it could
thinking
be
that
on
if it was televised, then it would mean something.
It would mean something.
Okay,
Yeah.
but he didn't think that the media would cover it.
Well, that's what brought me out here to California from Chicago
That's true.
when the Watts Rebellion kicked off, and I'm watching it on television, and I got a plane and landed in Watts and became a member of the Watts Writers Workshop. But that's going to deter us away from talking about
Yeah.
Taco and Rena.
Yes.
Okay, these are two best girlfriends, Taco and Rena. And I picked them because I have always known two women who were best friends. They were closer than sisters. They would actually leave their sisters to go hang out with their girlfriend, Rena. In this particular case, since these two ladies are not gainfully employed, they are known to be boosters, which means they confiscate a lot of goods that belong to other people, and then recycle them, so to speak. Rena, Taco, don't be mad at me. I'm just revealing everything everybody already knows.
I'm sure you've gone a straight life since then.
Since then, that was Thursday, right? All right, we're at Murphy and Jones. These are the two corrupt cops you talk about.
Yeah.
In Chicago in the 50s, my Aunt Mary ran a gambling house in the basement, 1150 West Washburn, down in the basement. The kids slept in the front room during the gambling nights, which started usually Friday night and go all the way to Sunday morning. When Aunt Mary got ready to put on her usherette uniform to go 3 doors down to Reverend A.T. Tiller's Sunrise Baptist Church to do her duties as an usherette. Prior to that, the gambling would go on. And on this occasion, I'm picking an occasion where Murphy and Jonesy, these are two of the neighborhood policemen, we had two of them called Short Coat and Tarzan. Short Coat was a tall man with a short coat, and Tarzan looked like an Italian gorilla. And they got those nicknames. They would come down, knock on the door, almost a secret knock. 15 people in one room gathered around a table that went from having a green cloth to having a tablecloth. And 4 men would instantly, they had it rehearsed, it was like watching a play. 4 men would grab chairs, get around, and start playing whist.
You know, Mission Impossible, for real.
I mean, for real. But they can do it. Everybody knew you. What are these guys doing? The people who have been arguing with each other, they suddenly looking over each other's hands like, oh, I think you should play that. You know,
Right.
Okay, the cops come in. They know what's happening. She brings them into the front room where we sleep, the kids. And they begin to haggle with her. I begin to appreciate the strength and power of a black woman. I don't say the black woman, but a black woman. She tells them she's from Yazoo City, Mississippi, okay? Little small, dark-skinned woman with a pompadour. She said, look here, I ain't made no money yet. Now y'all come down here early as you want to. You can do that. But I ain't got nothing, Short Coat. I ain't got nothing, Tarzan. Oh, come on, Mary. You know, come on. I know you got some bucks. Said, baby, the heavy rollers ain't come in yet. Now, and I'm telling you, you know, now I ain't gonna stand here all night and talk to y'all. I got some things to do. Now I got $10. Yeah, okay, give me here. Yeah, we get a bottle of whiskey. Said, baby, I don't care what you do with it. That's all I got. Now, if y'all want to come back later. And I'm laying there thinking, if some of other people I know would have been able to have that conversation with her, they would have bust their heads wide open. You can't talk back to the police. Right. She was talking back to them and had them in.
Well, they had an understanding. You know.
You want to get my money?
You're right. I respect what you need to do, but respect what I need.
Respect what I do.
So it was a different type of respect.
It was given. Well, it was given and it was gotten. I'm gonna go to Lucille and Fergie. Lucille and Fergie are a couple who live in an apartment building. They got a noisy neighbor named Hawkins who blows a bassoon. He's so foul, he blows a bassoon.
In the neighborhood.
In the neighborhood. People, they ain't never seen what he played. When they see it, they don't recognize it.
What is that, right?
What's that? So, but Lucille and Fergie, the middle-aged black couple, I picture my Uncle Thomas and my Aunt Mamie concerning these two people. Mm-hmm. Uncle Thomas went to Kingston Steel Mill 5 days a week. At 4:30 or some dark time in the morning, they picked him up. You had to drove halfway from Chicago to Gary, Indiana. But, you know, it was good pay for what he was doing. He refused to let Aunt Mamie work. He said, you know, you got too many black women out there working. Ain't but two of us, maybe. He had this conversation.
So one should take note that there were black men and women, there were couples in the ghetto.
In the ghetto.
Okay. There were the woman stayed at home and was a housewife.
I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I've never known them. They got lucky after a while and had an apartment near Hyde Park, near the park. And she was there cleaning 3 rooms, 8 hours a day. The house is spotless. She was a wonderful, wonderful cook. She said, boy, come on up here, sit up here and eat some of this. I just made a pound cake for me, for Odie, for her nephew. That was her favorite.
Yes,
there. She cuts the cake, and I'm eating the cake, and, you know, little crumbs are dropping on the way. She takes a little thing and just doesn't say a word.
One of those women that picks up the ashtray and people are smoking and go back and
you never miss it. So, okay, so that was Lucille and Fergie. Fergie, as the scene opens, has hurt his back, had a little industrial problem, and he is feeling despondent. He's feeling, you know, I'm not a man, I'm hurt. And she's telling him, you know, don't worry about it, Fergie. We'll get by. And she helps him through this down section, the way a lot of our women have done us over time.
And she was, you know, and while they were being disturbed by the bassoon playing, they were still working as a couple on how we can, you know, resolve this issue. You know, we appreciate the young man wants to play and learn how to play this instrument.
But he's disturbing us.
Even in the most intimate hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
that was, you know, what? You know.
Not now, Fergie. I mean.
Right.
God, I forgot his name. Will Milford. Not now.
Right.
Not now.
Play it in the morning or play it in the daytime, but right in the middle of the night.
He's like Bird and Diz and all the rest of these people. You know, you just can't play when practice time comes. You have to play when your finger's down on you, and so that's the way you did it. A couple other people that I like to mention. You already talked about Bam and Baby June.
Yes.
Miss Rabbit is an interesting figure, I think, because I'm trying to get a little bit into what I understand about the religion, which is what a lot of people here in America call the religion. In Haiti, they call it voodoo. In Jamaica, they call it Obeah. In Trinidad, they call it Shango. In Africa, they call it juju. So you got this religion that's all over the world. In New Orleans, voodoo became hoodoo. A lot of people don't know that. You ask somebody who is practicing in New Orleans, they say, no, we don't practice voodoo, we practice hoodoo. They both have two syllables, juju, hoodoo,
Okay, right, yeah.
and voodoo,
Okay.
and then there's palo, but that's another old thing.
That's a whole other thing, yeah.
Okay, Miss Rabbit, I'm calling her the fix-it lady because she's the one who made up a little packet and had it passed along to Reverend A.T. Tilley of Sunrise Baptist Church, who was becoming naughty. I think his wife came to visit Miss Rabbit about that matter, and she fixed something up for Mrs. Tilley, who didn't want to lose her God-fearing husband. And according to the way the story goes, Reverend A.T. Tilley straightened up and flew right.
Yes, constantly was flying toward wife.
That's right.
If he wasn't in the pulpit, he was trying to pull her someplace else.
Well, you see
go
how,
out and play.
you see how it works. You see how it works. Okay, we got Sherman, Burks, Bobo. This is the answer to the question that was in the book. Yeah. And as I said, characters. And so I'm just throwing a few. I thought I would refresh your memory.
You can say they're like short stories.
Like short stories. But they're interwoven, and you can't have one without the other. Sherman, Burks, Bobo, Billy Woods, Chico Daddy are the Afro Lords. When I was coming up on Bowen Avenue, somebody thought we needed to have a gang name, and of course I was always been Spanish inclined, so I came up with the title Los Gachos.
Los Gachos.
Los Gachos. We kicked that one around for a little while because nobody else. Bobo, I remember. What the hell is a gaucho, man? I'm a black man. It's just it's an Argentina cowboy. We had meetings about this, right? While we drank a little of that wine.
What kind of what was your?
Riches while I was rose, baby.
Yes, of course.
I know what you getting ready to say. When y'all drinking some riches while I was rose, we sure was, and some.
Y'all were. Not I.
Night Train. Ugh.
I can't imagine.
All the rest of that chemical stuff they poured down, we didn't know.
Okay.
We didn't know. Some of us didn't survive.
Okay.
Okay. Reverend A.T. Tilley's had his word or two. Anyway, the Afro laws reflect that small gang of people that I wanted to look at in years to come. The guy who became a boxer but couldn't stick with it because he couldn't handle his addictions. That's Bobo. Sherman fell out of the second floor window under the influence of heroin. He was sitting in the window sill, catching the air, and fell out on his head.
Right.
A few people, Billy Woods, Bobby Woods, I think maybe because they had a stronger family structure, they managed to go somewhere. They got away from that scene. Now, I might be considered Chester L. Simmons. Somebody may think that I'm Chester L. Simmons. There are times I think I am too, because I'm using Chester L. Simmons as my surrogate.
Yes, alter ego, whatever. Yes, he's around a lot.
He's around a lot. I knew a man like this. We used to call him the Great Lord Buddha. And the story time is coming to an end in the next 3 minutes, so hang in there.
Yes.
The Great Lord Buddha was sort of a Chinese-looking African-American man who was always telling people lies. I mean, fantastic lies.
Yes.
Hey, guess where I was last year? You didn't see me all last year, didn't you, right? No. But did you wonder where I was? No. Oh, come on, y'all missed me. Don't tell me. So, yeah, man, where you been? I was in Tibet. Tibet? You know, we were ignorant This was 1950 something. we had the rest of the world didn't even exist yet. Tibet.
Tibet.
What did it mean? Bet?
Make it right, yeah. Don't pronounce it right. But
No, man, it's near Nepal. Where's it? On the border of China. Y'all know where China is. We were so ignorant.
I know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
by the time he got through educating us, he had lied his ass off and said that he had gotten caught up in the Chinese Civil War, and he had stolen 10 pounds of jade from this princess who was something or other, and wound up in...
But it sounds, in reading it, it really sounds real. And consequently, because of all these various factors that are in Ghetto Sketches, 2021, that besides the names of those that have been killed since George Floyd, if it was on the New York's sellers list, it would be a banned book.
Probably.
Yeah, it would be.
I should hope.
Well, yes, I should hope.
Hurry up and ban it.
But yeah, because, you know, drugs, abortion,
Yeah, all that
the religion,
unacceptable.
yes, okay, people, ministers being naughty, a variety of things.
Different
that
religious considerations other than the usual.
which makes it an enchanting book.
Don't forget that when you get your copy.
You can get it on Amazon, or just, you know, contact your local bookstore and tell them that you want a copy of Ghetto Sketches 2021, written by Odie, O-D-I-E, not Odie, Odie Hawkins.
Appreciate that.
Your website?
Where is my website?
Your website is www.odiehawkins.com.
Are you sure?
I'm sure about that.
This is my wife. This is what we're going to be doing on Mondays, around about 6:30
Or earlier.
or earlier. The idea, as is plainly stated, is to uncover this treasure trove of 38 books that I have that someone says, no wonder you're the underground master. Nobody ever...
But your works are being archived at the Cal State University.
Well, it's been used
Bakersfield.
in universities.
Right.
Justin Gifford has it at the University of Rio, Nevada, in Reno. Dr. Margaret Burrow started using the book in whenever, way back. And periodically, I'll notice I notice being read or understood. Or
Yes, in fact, it was one of the on the required reading list at the University of Nevada in Reno. So it was definitely
well, the taste of the pudding is in the number of people who are trying to con me out of my books.
Yes.
But that's another story for another time.
And even when it first came out, how they wanted to make a movie, and even though they didn't understand it, but they wanted to make a movie out of it. Go figure.
That's another story. Can you imagine two Englishmen get into... We've read the Ghetto Sketches, Michael and I, and we think it'd make a perfectly wonderful film. It's just sort of coincidental that Richard Gregson was married to Natalie Woods and Michael Langman was married to Leslie Caron.
Okay.
Two middle-aged Englishmen. They were both very nice guys. Michael says, yes, I think maybe we should do it off as a play first. We'll take it to the Guthrie Theater in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That sounds good. And, you know, as I read this book, Odie, I smelt it. Now, how could you think we could achieve smelling effects? So, well, you know, boil some cabbage backstage.
There you go.
How about that? Or collect a lot of pee before the show, you know, spread it around in different corners. They laugh. They say, no, really. Really.
Really?
You want the smell?
You want some smells of the Ghetto? We can tell you about
ask
it.
every actor to contribute a little pee-pee in a little thing. And about 2 or 3 days before the event, scatter it around. It's easy. Urine is easy to clean up, ain't no problem. Well, Richard, what do you think of that? It sounds highly improbable, but who knows? But you know, there's several scenes here that trouble me. trouble me to no end. I see these chaps in the gambling scene. They're at each other. You know, I go to Las Vegas quite often, so I know what gambling is all about. And you say that these chaps are at each other's throats over $2? Yeah, actually, yeah, $2.
Mm-hmm.
$2? You mean this man would dare assault this other chap? What did the police say about Richard? I can't explain it to you. I was so tired. I felt like the cultural explainer. Here's Michael Langham, who's been in the war. He had malaria, right? You know, he suffered. He was a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
I see a great deal of complexity here. I was under the impression, Odie, I'm an Englishman. Yeah, this is true.
Mm-hmm.
I was under the impression that black life in the United States was a bit more harmonious. I mean, a bit more homogeneous. All these people are so different. So different.
There we go.
Hey, we'll get back to you next Monday.
Okay, indeed. Thanks for allowing us to come into your home and sharing this moment with us, these new moments.
Black authors matter.
You sure do.